I'm Lana Kay. We have an amazing young man with us today. He is a writer and an illustrator, and he has written a wonderful children's book, The Witch's Mess. Let's meet Jason Bessler. Welcome to the program, Jason.
Hi, Lana. Thanks for having me.
It's so good that you're with us today. Jason, before we talk about your new book, let's talk a little bit about you.
Okay, let's do it.
We know you live here in Northern Kentucky.
I do, my whole life.
And you say that you've always been a creative person.
I have. I've always been labeled a creative person. I didn't really know how much I loved art until high school, but like in grade school I realized I was always the one that was like elected to create the class poster or, you know, any sort of creative project. So people realized my creativity before I did, I guess.
Yes.
Or they labeled it as creativity.
They knew they could count on you. Now,
yeah.
You attended the Art Academy of Cincinnati.
I did, yep.
How much do you really believe that because you were born gifted, and I believe that we all have a gift, there's no doubt that you're gifted, that it was an innate born quality. But then does it really hone you in? Does it really help?
Yeah, I mean, I think with time, with practice, anything you can get better at. You don't necessarily have to go to art school. It was just a matter of the structure and assignments with deadlines and just doing it, doing the work.
It helped in that way. It helped you in that way.
Yes, absolutely.
But you say in high school you were mentored by, in your opinion, the greatest, this is pretty great, the greatest art teacher ever.
Yes, the greatest.
Did it really mean so, it must have meant so much.
Yeah.
This teacher believed in you.
Yeah, well, he was way more than just an art teacher. He was a life coach, basically. But he's the one who pushed me to go to art school, pushed me in this direction. So he kind of defined my future, the path I'm on.
Your life. Mm-hmm. So you give him a lot of credit for that.
Yeah.
Now, Jason, you say first and foremost, you're a visual artist. Now, we don't, so we get visual. So explain that to us. What is a visual artist?
Well, I define it as just someone who creates something out of nothing, but it has to be, you know, a tangible thing. Like, you know, music is created out of nothing, and performing art is created out of nothing, but it's more of a tangible medium.
I see that. I see that. Now, you say my creative interests range from illustration, which you are par excellence.
Thank you. Thank you.
Photography, abstract art, writing. So Jason has a website, and we're going to put that up at the end of the show so you can see some of his other projects. But today we are talking predominantly The Witch's Mess.
Right. This is my most recent, my main project.
This is your main project right now.
Right.
He's done some wonderful things, though, and you'll appreciate, for all the people that appreciate art, you look at that website, you're going to appreciate it. So are the so now you say, but currently I focus mostly on digital art.
Correct. Yeah. I guess in high school I was always like acrylic paint or colored pencils, all traditional hands-on medium. And then I guess it was junior year in college I took, or maybe it was sophomore year, I took a digital media class, and just I saw the versatility and the possibilities that you can't necessarily do with drawing. So I'm the type of artist who I don't always know what my vision is. Like, I have an idea, but with digital media you can really play around with, you can manipulate things a lot easier. So like if I'm creating a composition, I don't have to know locked in where like a character's going to be.
I see, yes.
You know, because I can move it. But with traditional media, it's like once it's on the page, you have to erase it and start over.
Yes.
So that's why I love digital media.
Digital media.
It's just, you can do things that you can't do with traditional media.
With regular.
Yeah.
Okay, now, the illustrations in Witch's Mess, are they created digitally?
They are. Yeah, a lot of the images started with a sketch, just very loose sketch, but ultimately it's 100%.
They are wonderful.
Well, thank you.
And we will show you some pictures, but first we're going to talk about the Witch's Mess. Now, my congratulations to you. I mean,
thank you.
Not just for your first effort, I know, but this is for the effort, the book. I mean, not first effort put aside. This is just a great children's book.
Oh, thank
It's
you.
unbelievable that it is your first
Thank
attempt.
you. Yeah, it was a lot of work.
I'm just sure it was. So we're just going to look at the front part of the book, and this book is so amazing. We'll wait for our cameraman to try to zone in on this. It is so well done, and we're going to show you some pictures throughout the book as we talk. It's written in rhyme form. The story from page to page rhymes. Now, Jason, how difficult was that to form the story and then rhyme the story?
Well, that was tough. So I actually didn't study writing. I was actually in lower level English classes. So it's really just
that wasn't
my
gift,
thing, but it's my love of storytelling that made me push through it. And actually it was really fun because I've been doing I've been doing like drawing and painting for so long, so it kind of was a nice change in pace. But yeah, rhyming, it's hard because rhyming kind of gets, publishers don't always love rhyming stories because they realize how hard it is to rhyme well.
And to make the story flow through the rhyme.
Yeah, exactly. The flow, and also one of the key things that my editor actually pointed out is like, you don't want to rhyme just to rhyme. So like, you don't want to just fill in a sentence and say something that has nothing to do with the plot just because it rhymes.
Because now we're in a rhyming type of book.
So
that makes sense.
Yeah. So many times you have to rethink what you want to say something, but you have to rethink it with totally different words.
That makes it a lot tougher.
Yeah.
It did. It sure did. So did you have the story and then you rhymed it as you went along? You had the story?
I started knowing that it was going to be a rhyming story. So like my lines started as rhymes, but they didn't always flow. So that was the thing. I would write like really long sentences that like didn't, the rhythm wasn't there. The tempo wasn't there. So it was basically, for me, it was like write, and then like reduce, like cut it down, until it felt
really
right.
Worked, until it worked.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, now, Brindle and Broom are the characters in our book.
Yep.
And Brindle is a witch.
A messy witch.
A very and irresponsible witch.
Yes, she can.
Here are our two main characters, and I just picked any page in here is wonderful. And when I say that, I mean any page in here is wonderful. So we can see Brindle, and the irresponsible witch, and here is Broom, who they like each other very, very much, and they enjoy each other very, very much.
Yeah, this is a particularly rough page because it's when the dilemma happens. The conflict is in the middle of.
They're not that happy with each other. So we have other pictures of Brindle.
Right.
And
there can be some.
Brindle and she is the irresponsible witch.
Here's a more joyful.
Let's get more joyful here. We don't want to depress you right off because that wasn't a good moment. Broom is a very responsible broom, and of course this is the cause for the conflict in their relationship. So it is illustrated so wonderfully.
Oh, thank you.
Every page of it you will enjoy, and then the rhyme to the story. And it brings the story to life. It isn't rhyme to just rhyme. It is a story that rhymes. It's wonderful. Okay, now Jason, you write. The book has a message. You write in our preview of the book. You wanted to explore the complexities of friendship, compromise, and forgiveness.
Yeah.
And hopefully, you would teach children how their actions affect others.
Right.
So as you said, okay, came to you, I want to write a children's book. I know I can illustrate it. You had to know that, okay?
I had a little bit of confidence in there, in that part, yes.
In that regard,
right.
Sure you did. So then tell us, how did you want to say, as it started flowing, you said, wait a minute, there's a message here? The message first.
So it was a basic message. Like, I knew I wanted it to be about friendship, but that could be so many things, you know,
Sure.
so many messages about friendship. So it started very basic, but then as you write and create a story, the meanings kind of like come out, and then you can accentuate on them. You know, you can be like,
Yes.
oh, I like that message, so then you include it more, or you know.
Into their relationship.
Yeah, that's how it was for me, at least, yeah.
Now, my favorite thing about the book is Brindle is not a scary, ugly witch. She wears a witch's hat and she flies on a broom. She flies on broom. But she looks more like a teenage elf. And I think that young people connect with her. This is
Yeah.
what I think. Because if she was an ugly old witch with the wart, you know,
Yeah,
ugly
she's just
and
ordinary.
older.
Right.
And older. See,
Right.
because Brindle is now learning life and how
Exactly.
I can't just leave these messes.
Right.
I have to, you know, buck up here and take some responsibility.
Yeah.
So that's what I loved, is that she's not an ugly witch.
Right.
She's a teenage cute witch.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so
yeah, I wanted her to just be more relatable. It's not
Great
really
word.
it's not really about like she doesn't look like a witch because she's not very witchy, you know, she's not like a typical witch. She's just a girl trying to figure things out with her best friend who happens to be a magic broom. And so that was where like the interesting character dynamic came from, was the fact that she's a witch with a broom.
Right.
So like if I didn't need that part, like the story could be about any girl, you know, it didn't have to be a witch. But
Right.
that's just
Right,
right.
but this
'Cause
brought
it's
it to
not-
life
yeah.
that she was.
It's not spooky, it's not, you know, it's not scary, and I didn't want her to look scary, because like the word
Young
witch
children-
can scare, you know, that's a scary,
Yeah, and young children, they were going to relate to her
right.
because she's a cute witch, and they don't want an ugly old witch to get the
Right.
message through, you
Yeah.
know, to them of, hey, Brindle's not holding up her end here. She's making
Right.
messes. Broom has to clean them up,
Yep.
and now they can't do what they love most
Go
because
flying, right.
there's conflict now.
Right.
It's just the idea and the message.
And the fact that Brindle doesn't realize that the message she's creating is what's holding both of them back from what
From
they
enjoying
both want to do most, is flying.
Fly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they can't
Yeah.
fly. Now, my second thing about the book that's absolutely wonderful, and everyone will agree with me, is my grandmother read to me when I was a little girl before I could read. And so I can well remember as she read, the pictures meant so much.
Right.
Because
Definitely.
even before you can read, when she turned the page, I knew after a while the story.
Yeah, I mean, pictures tell stories just
Pictures
as much
tell
as
the
words
story.
do. Yeah.
And I remember once she got me a book, she said, "Oh, Lana, I've got a new book for us," and it didn't have pictures, and I was so disappointed, and I just
Yeah.
told her, Grandma, don't buy books
Without
without
pictures.
because,
Right.
hey, what are you trying to pull
I
here,
know.
you know?
I actually saw a picture book once that had no words, and it was like so interesting. I don't know if that's the most effective thing for kids, but I thought that was neat. From an illustrator's perspective, I thought like, wow, that's
Wow, now that is,
you're just reading a story through
the
visual
pictures. Well,
language.
see, and
Yeah.
I've never even thought about that, but
Yeah.
I think that's a good plan. I think
Yeah,
that's
it's pretty
interesting.
cool. Mhm.
Yeah.
I like
Okay.
the idea of telling kind of like, you're telling a story through words, but then the pictures kind of tell a side
yes.
story or another story.
Oh, absolutely. So now, Jason, I want to show, this is my favorite picture. But every one of them, it's tough to pick, but every one of them is wonderful. But this is a picture I want you to look at. This is after Brindle has put she has a problem with animals and all kind of messes she makes. The animals make messes for Broom, but this is now she's enjoying everybody outside, and it's sort of the end of the book, and now Brindle's happy, and she realizes, hey, I didn't have to bring them in the house, you know, and bother Broom with all the mess. Now we're all outside. Isn't that lovely? Just a little anything
Yeah, basically
with animals.
you can enjoy something without making it be a problem for someone else.
For someone else. This is the message in his book.
Because I didn't want it to be an anti, like, like anti animal or whatever.
Right. Well,
it was
yeah,
just,
or an OCD.
yeah, or
But,
yeah, or like
going
that.
the other route. But
Right.
he's just, it's all his illustrations. I mean, you are so gifted. God
Thank you.
has been good to you in that way. So, Jason, after this wonderful book, do you consider yourself now, what are you, a writer, an illustrator, or are you both?
I'm both, I guess. I'm a published author now.
Okay, now will you write another child book?
So I plan to. I'm working on a concept for another one, for a prequel to this one, actually.
Oh,
so,
really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it'd be when they're a little younger and when they first meet is the idea that I got going now. So it's early stages, but that's what.
Now, at the very end, did the mouse write the story?
Yes.
Okay, the mouse.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah, it's a fun surprise.
It's a fun. Should we have not have said that?
It's okay. I think people will. Their grandkids will enjoy it.
Okay. Yes, because they'll be surprised. But
it is a fun surprise.
That is.
Sure.
I mean, it just made it for me. I tell you, I love this book. I haven't read a child's book since I can't remember, and Harry Potter, okay, but that's not really child.
Right.
Yeah, that's not
but
really
similar
children.
vein, we got the.
It sure is. It sure was, and I loved it also. So, Jason, we're almost coming to the end of our show. He has written a fabulous book. Jason, would you like to add anything in closing? Outside of, pick up a copy?
Yeah, pick up a copy. But really, I guess the whole lesson here for me has been persistence. Just like, this was a dream of mine, but it's a lot of work.
It was
hard. Yeah.
Every author I know said, I don't know if I'll do it again, but you're already up for it.
I want to do it again. I do.
Great.
It's a lot of work, but it's well worth just hearing what people think of it.
Rewarding.
Hearing what kids are saying about it. What
Yes,
adults, both alike, are saying about it. It's been a fun journey. So go for your dreams,
Isn't that the truth?
Yeah.
Well, you sure have, and you sure hit the mark. So thank you for being with us. You've been talking with Jason Bessler, author and illustrator of The Witch's Mess. Jason's contact information will follow. This is a beautiful book. I mean, it's a beautiful book, both in pictures and content. So any child will love this wonderful book. I'm a reader. I'm in book club. I've read my whole life, and I really loved it from my heart. So until next time, be happy and keep smiling, and I'll see you soon.